to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. Dan, I had so many options when it came to spirits this afternoon. Should I be drinking Irish whiskey? Yes. Do I need to whip out the Japanese whiskey?
Yes.
And I said, nah, hell no. We're going to start talking about Vegas first thing, baby. So we're going with Good Times bourbon, little tawny port. Good Times in Vegas. Congratulations to one Rory McIlroy, who, I guess McIlroy, but what have you. He just won his 20th golf tournament. He has achieved in wins, but not in tenure, his lifetime exemption on the PGA Tour. I think he's 13 years into this, so he's got a couple more years before that label kind of sticks, if you will. I think you got to be 20 wins in 15 years. I don't know why that's the case. I mean, if you can win 20 tournaments in 13 years, I mean, shouldn't that just count?
You'd think, yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't, but I don't know what. So I did not have any action on Rory this weekend. However, I did. By the way, before I mention that, I did see all your picks made it to the weekend. So congratulations. So that's a first for the year, I think, for you. So good job. By the way, all mine made it to the weekend as well. Of course, it was a no cut event. So yeah, no brainer there. I did win a little scratch on DraftKings. So everything was green on that side of the board. How'd you do?
I did good on the DK, man. I was doing great going into Sunday, and then you know who got me? Two guys got me. Number one, RF was not great on Sunday. But the one that really got me on Sunday was old Max. He got me bad on Sunday.
Yeah, Max Homa. Where did well, hold on. Let's chew on this Rory thing just a little bit, because we'll spend some time talking about Bucky here in just a second. But so Rory McIlroy wins the tournament at 25 under, shoots 68, 67, a 62, followed up by 66. So yeah, I mean, listen, this whole emotional roller coaster he's on these. I don't even know if it's a roller coaster at this point. I mean, it's just pure emotion all the time. I don't know if there's any adrenaline there, but I don't know. I'm waiting to see if he cries like a few weeks before the Masters. And if he does, it's going to make my wager look really good that I put down on him this weekend.
It's a good point. It's a really good point. We got to see some Niagara Falls, and then it's like, oh, here we go. Minus 300.
There's my guy. There is my guy, the Irishman himself. So I don't know. It looked pretty good, man. I was impressed. Now, I don't know. When's the next time we see Rory back on tour or at a tournament? I mean, it's going to be a minute, I would expect, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know he was talking to DJ about, play the Tournament of Champions in Hawaii. And DJ said, I didn't qualify for that this year. And he was like, oh, yeah. So I know Rory's going to do that one. But let's take a look at the schedule here. We got the schedule up. Let's see. Somewhere around here. There we go. Schedule. We got, not a whole lot, man.
I don't know if we see him again in 2021, calendar year 2021, season 22.
The WGC was canceled, and then you got Bermuda same week, and then you got Mayakoba, Houston, and the RSM. The Hero World Challenge. Maybe the Hero World Challenge. Is he playing in that?
Maybe. We may see him at the Hero. Him at the Hero. So, I mean, he's already got a win under his belt. Is this any segue? To, I don't know if we picked our player of the year, by the way. Well, I think you already picked Harry Higgs. So, but before we get into Big Beautiful, I mean, is this going to free Rory up and kind of let him get to the new and improved Rory? And is this going to put him in a spot to for his third FedEx Cup title and player of the year?
Not so fast. I mean, we talked about Mr. T5 going into COVID, and then he was the one, him and Sanjay were the two. So now I told you got Sanjay's back, Rory's back. Why can't I take my own advice at these shows and say, hey, Sanjay's back, probably Rory's back too. The tides have changed. It's getting warmer, and But I don't know, man. I think he's back. I think he's back. Now, I saw some people saying he's not all the way back, but I think I liked what I saw. I want him to be back. Hey,
Yeah, so do I. I hope he's back, man. It's good to see. I like it. I like to see him at the top of the leaderboard. I feel like he moves the needle when he's up there. I feel like you definitely feel it in the world of golf. And yeah, hopefully, man. I don't know. This could be 2022 season. Could be Rory McIlroy's completion of his career Grand Slam. Could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised.
I would love to see it.
Speaking of who's back, boy, Keith Mitchell had to be feeling good going into the weekend, huh? 62-64, followed up by 73. Just although T3rd, nobody's complaining. Who else? Colin Morikawa. He had a kind of a rough Friday, but looking comes out and shoots a 62 on Sunday. I don't know, maybe an early lean for Japan. But what about one Bucky Fowler? Fires a 22 under, a pair of 66s, followed by a 63, and then a 71 on Sunday. I mean, he was driving the ball absolutely fantastic. So I don't know, is this the resurgence of that era of golfer of, I don't know what, so Fowler's been on, I think Fowler's like 13 years in too. I think he and Rory came out at the same time, right? Or joined the tour at the same time. So is this the year of the 13-year man?
Do you think Fowler wins this year on tour?
Are you counting the Zozo Championship as a win?
No.
When he does? I don't.
Play it again.
I don't know. I don't know if he does or not. Again, this was a no-cut event. The Thursday and Friday rounds definitely get him to the weekend, followed up by Saturday. I don't know. Is he? And this is kind of if you want to call a cloud that's kind of hung over Rickie over his career, is like, can you close on Sundays? And
he didn't play good. He didn't play good on Sunday, man.
And once again, so I don't know. Was that? I don't think the pressure gets to him. I was looking at some, hold on, I got it right here.
A lot of sand, a lot of rough on Sunday. From what I could tell.
So
that rough wasn't that rough.
Right. Exactly. So 13 seasons, $40 million in career earnings. How is it once you've won this is career winnings. This is winnings, $40 million. Well, I'd say that it says it's career earnings. So I don't think that takes into account sponsorships.
No.
But no. So $40 million in career earnings. Is it hard to get excited on Sunday? Or is it hard to hold? Is it hard to keep your focus and keep that, kind of that tiger mentality for 4 days when you've cashed in $40 million in 13 seasons?
So you bring up good points, and you and I talk about this quite a bit, and we love Rick, but Rick was questioned last year about hey, you're doing a lot of stuff off the course. But I think by Faldo, and he gave the answer of, hey, I got a great team around me. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, this and that. And it wasn't a great like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I focus on playing and winning and all that. And that's the thing I don't necessarily kind of agree with. And then you see Rory where he's like, I just need to play golf. I need to play golf. You talk about a guy with earnings or winnings and all that. And that guy really wants to win. That's, if you look at the two guys, I mean, there's a reason one guy won yesterday. And it's because that's all they do is focus on it.
Yeah. So out of the top 5 golfers at the CJ Cup, what other golfer also has 5 career wins? And I think it's his second year on tour.
Oh, Morikawa.
Yeah. I mean, it's just right. And and that's a guy like I think that. So, yeah, I mean, is there a difference at 11 years on tour? Maybe. I don't know that I necessarily see it from Rory's perspective. You know, I don't know how many years Keith Mitchell's been on tour, but I bet your ass he wanted to win. Harry Higgs out there coming in at T9. I mean, he wanted to win. I don't know where Gary Woodland came from, but that's another guy that wants to win. So I don't know. I think that it's just there's, you know, they were talking. He went so, you know, he's gone through these wholesale swing changes. He went to get a little counsel from his old coach Butch Harmon while he was in Vegas. And again, as I understood it or read it, you know, he wasn't necessarily looking for coaching help from a swing perspective. It was more you know, mentorship, right? Or hey, you know, do you agree that, you know, what I'm doing is kind of going in the right direction? So I don't know. It's interesting to hear him say, you know, that he's got the right people around him, and then, you know, he's which, hey, I totally get going to Butch Harmon for, you know, kind of that confirmation on, am I doing the right thing? But if you already got the right people around you, do you need that confirmation? Why do you need that type of confirmation? And I don't know, maybe it's just another checkbox, right? It's kind of helping you get back to where you need to get to. So I don't know. I will be looking at Rickie Fowler in some more of these no-cut events. I think that, you know, when it comes and there's really nothing on the line, you just got to go out and make birdies. I think he's going to be a contender in many of these to come throughout the year. So, yeah.
The one thing I can tell you for sure is that yesterday, when they teed off, it was Rory, Rickie, and Answer, right? And I bet you that Jay Monahan after that event got a stern yelling at by Rickie and his team, like, why wasn't this on the air for an hour? No wonder my guy faded.
Yeah, what do you got to do to get this on air, man? I mean, like, and why? Why was that the case? I haven't seen a good answer for that one yet, but I mean, you know, I mean, out of that pairings or out of the threesome, who Abe Answers probably the one that takes the back seat, but you've got Rory McIlroy and Rickie Fowler in contention to win the CJ Cup in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, we don't need to give them any more airtime. I mean, you've got a whole network over there you can show the damn thing on. Exactly. It's not interfering with anybody. So I'm confused as to why they didn't take advantage of that, because do you know how many people pay money to get Rickie on TV every time they have a chance?
It's a good point. It's a great point. Yeah.
They had him for free, essentially, right? Well, they probably owed him. They probably cut him a $4 million check for the PIP program. But
exactly, yeah.
I don't know. I was a little confused about the whole coverage piece. So hopefully, there's a good reason. Not sure. Yeah. Who else? Oh, let's. So Harry Higgs. I shoots a 64, 67. Saturday shoots a 70. Follows it up with another 67. So, you know, he bookends the weekend with a pair of 67s. I don't know. Is Harry got? I mean, looks pretty good to me, man. I mean, the form looks good. My one and done beat your one and done, Dan. Cam Smith at T9 shooting 20 under. So solid week for him. Everything 68 sub 68s for Cam Smith. Where did Leishman come in at, by the way?
He was like in the 30s. He didn't get it going. He had a great Sunday, but just too late, you know.
Yeah, I did play him in a few lineups, so I was a little disappointed to see him kind of.
Was he at -8 or -10 on Sunday? Is what it was?
Yeah, I think so. I gotta scroll way down the leaderboard to find your guy. Shot a 64 T38, so 15 overall for the tournament. Yeah, so it's what's bookends Friday with a pair of 70s. So just nothing really there. So Louis surprised me a little bit. You know, just not a lot of fire there. Adam Scott looked good once again. Brooks Koepka, didn't really hear much noise out of him coming in at T38. No. So I thought we might see a little something there. Dustin Johnson kind of slid down to T14. You know what I call that? I call that hungover golf is what I call that. It's you know, I'm gonna be able to fund the trip. No problems here. So let's just show up and play golf. And who wants that early morning tee time anyway?
Exactly. We talked about Morikawa, but that guy is a killer, man. Holy cow. I was scared for Rory. And then the other thing I wanted to say was Rory showed his professionalism on Sunday. When he got up by 3, he just coasted in. He was hitting a lot of 3-wood and just what a professional way to finish that tournament. Even on 18, he was just like, I don't need the eagle. I just need to get me a
very
par.
He played a very mature round of golf. I mean, talk about golf course management, not losing your cool, and to your point, showing that this is what a professional golfer does: is you get the lead. You take over on moving day, and then you don't lose it on Sunday.
Yeah. And, Morikawa, though, he was coming after him. Gosh, the Eagles 18. My goodness gracious.
I mean, it was Rory. I mean, it was actually Rickie to lose, man. I mean,
that's the thing. It was, I wanted to see old Rick win. I did. I hope he's back. I mean, he's been improving all of last year. So I guess that means JT's out.
Who is making it to
hot potato? Who's gonna suck this year?
who's making it to Boys Week this week? Yeah, well, I don't know when the next time we're going to see Justin Ty. I guess the hero probably. I don't know if we'll see him before that.
Yeah, I'm surprised some guys aren't playing this week, aren't you? I guess it's just because they got to go all the way across to Japan. I guess
maybe in trying to get back and all that. Yeah, and I don't really know why. I mean, it's a pretty diluted field. So a lot of folks that elected not to go play. I don't know. Before we get into that one, what else is happening before we get into the Zozo? Did we miss anything on the tournament? Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about this though. We weren't there, but I like the fact that the event, they had 2 weeks in Vegas. I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought we got to see a lot of golfers that we wouldn't have otherwise seen in one or both of those tournaments that played back to back just because it's there. I think the Vegas piece didn't hurt. And I think that it's the same city. I think it really helps some people make the decision to go there. And I mean, who doesn't like it's October in Vegas? Who's against that? I don't know anybody that really is. So I would like to see more of those. Again, the CJ Cup is typically played in Korea, and with what the 20 last year, we'll say they moved it to Vegas, and I hope it's something that kind of sticks. So if it is, I know where I'm spending my first 2 weeks in October in 2022.
I think we got a lot of changes coming up with the fall. We talked about it last week with that 15 starts and the $50,000 and shuffling things around. And I'm hearing rumors of Phil kind of running his mouth about how there's lots of changes coming in the fall. We might have seen the last, I think Shriner's just signed up for like 4 more years, something like that, but we might have seen the last Sanderson and stuff like that. So I think that's the reason they did the 15 is I think they're probably going to start playing a lot more on the European side, right? I mean, they combine those tours together with a lot of synergies. Sure. And so then that's why they did 15 is because I don't think the European events count towards the 15. So they're trying to, I think there's some things moving behind the scenes. Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, so you've got Rom that played, he played a couple days last week. So, and he's not playing in the Zozo. So, it's folks like it's the Roms of the world, right? That how do we keep those guys interested in playing on U.S. soil versus them jumping and going somewhere else, which again, I mean, I don't know. Is it a lot? He's probably getting more money to go over there to an event, as an appearance fee than he is showing up over here to make his 15 events, I would expect, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm with you. I like the Vegas, the 2 weeks in a row. I just don't know I don't know if they're going to keep the CJ Cup there. I think they should, but no, I don't know.
Well, I did see, just from looking at the fans, I did see a lot of, they may not have been Korean, but I did see a lot of Asian spectators there. I would imagine, what is it? BB Go. That was the CJ Cup, right? CJ that was the title sponsor. So I don't know. You look at some of those folks over there. You got to think that they probably enjoy coming over to Vegas and spotlighting their tournament. I'd say that just gives them all more reason for another tournament in South Korea. So there you go.
Yeah. Any other notables last week?
Other than the Atlanta Braves. Just saying, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Atlanta Braves in the in the World Series this year. I think they're up 2-0 over the Dodgers. So those guys are looking pretty good. But outside of that, yeah, we'll talk a little fantasy football towards the end. But no, that's
Well, you got AS, man. He's been kicking into gear. Shot 21 under T5.
He did look good out there for sure.
Burns is keeping it up. You know, we talked about Gooch last year, last week, and I said, hey, does he have the length to compete here? Apparently he does.
Yeah, T5 at 21 under. Yeah, he sure does have the.
Look at old Woodland. Where'd he come from?
That's what I'm saying, man. That guy's been, I don't, struggling, maybe harsh, but he has not been in his best form as of late, and comes in at T9. Sanjay once again following his well, I mean, and we talk often about how you not looking at a player after they just won, and well, for sure you don't get Sanjay M playing this tournament if this tournament jumps cities. I wouldn't even for Sanjay, I don't know after a win if he's jumping on a plane and heading to another city to play in a golf tournament. So I think that's one benefit that we got to see a second event at a Sanjay after a win.
I think this might be the year Hudson makes the Tour Championship.
Yeah, it could be. He looked pretty good over the weekend. I know I had him in quite a few lineups. So
yeah.
Where did he finish at?
He's at 32. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he looked pretty good. Aaron Wise, which we talked about him on last week's show. That was definitely a value play. It was for a lot of people. It was for a lot of people, but definitely a solid play there. And we'll be chatting a little bit about Johnny Vegas for this coming week's Zozo Championship T14. He sub 70 for the tournament for the CJ Cup as well. So yeah, lots of good stuff, man. Lots of folks happening. Xander, I don't know what he at T18. Didn't really see a whole lot out of him, but you got Xander, JT, and Spieth, Victor Hovland, all T18. So yeah, I don't know what that gets us into this week, but we shall see shortly.
Yeah, it's a good event. I like that one. That was fun. It was a good
one. So heading into this week's Zozo Championship, typically we'd be moving from South Korea to Japan. Obviously that changed as of last year, as previously mentioned. But no, this year we will be playing. Where are we heading to? We're heading to Narashino Country Club in Japan, par 70.
So hold on, before we get into that, give us a bourbon review, man. We haven't given us a bourbon review.
For this Good Times Tawny Port, it is absolutely fantastic. If you're into port barrel finishes, we still got to get these guys on the show. This one's coming in at 57%, so we're looking at 114 proofer. They're labeling it as barrel strength, which I would agree. It is a single barrel bourbon finished in tawny port barrels, and it's pretty damn good. I mean, I'd say very characteristic of your standard tawny port finish. Kind of got those. It's sweet. There's some grape on the front end of this. It's got a little bit of baking spice, and it's kind of what you would imagine again from your port finishes. I think it's delivering all the way around there. So yeah, check them out.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have those guys on the show here fairly soon. And then this week, who do we got coming out on Thursday? We got people from Winston, right?
Broad Branch Distilling.
Yeah.
Or distillery. Yeah. Yeah. Phew, that was a great show with those guys.
Oh yeah.
We absolutely had a blast with Daniel going through their, we went through a couple of ryes. We went through, I think everything was rye actually.
Yeah.
So we went through their ryes. We went through their Boykin bonded release that just came out. And we tasted a blend.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. So yeah, Daniel Spivey, great stuff happening up at Broad Branch Distilling. If you haven't checked those guys out, put it on your list. If you're hitting the Sand Belt in North Carolina for a round of golf for the fall, this is one to check out, man. We haven't been to their place yet, but it looks really cool. All the photos and everything looks good. Small, family owned distillery there, and looking for more good things to come out of those guys. So it should be fun. Be sure to check out the show later this week.
Good deal. All right, well, let's take a break and then we'll come back and we'll get into the Zozo. How about that?